Now, as the Reserve Bank of India launches e-rupee or digital rupee, let's better understand its utilization. How is it going to play out in terms of payments, in terms of borrowings that take place in the market? I'm going to quickly get in Jaijit Bhattacharya, who is the founder of the Center for Digital Economy Policy. Now, Jaijit, when we talk about this mechanism of having wholesale distribution that is going to be done by the RBI, which is the central bank, to the other banks, whether it is SBI or ICICI or HDFC, etc., etc. And then there is the retail money, retail e-rupee that is going to be then further forwarded to people. How is it different from the regular currency, the physical currency that we use? And we talk about tokens. How are those going to be brought into circulation in the market?
I think you must understand, I mean, everyone must understand what CBDC really is. It's a digital form of your currency. So if you have a 100 rupee note, if you want a CBDC, you will get a 100 rupee CBDC as a virtual digital money. There's nothing to do with crypto. I think the confusion is coming in because the underlying technology may be similar, which is blockchain. However, it is almost like saying if a bus is driven by the same engine and a car is driven by the same engine, so they're similar. They're not similar. They're very, very different things altogether. So the digital currency is essentially a digital representation of your paper currency. The way cash is given from RBI to the banks and into your ATM machines or off from the teller account of a bank, similarly, the CBDC has to be given to the banks, wherein you can withdraw the CBDCs just the same way you're withdrawing cash and take it into your RBI wallet. Just like cash is issued by RBI, CBDC's ultimate holder is also RBI. Therefore, the CBDC wallet, if you can call it wallet, is also held by the RBI. Now, the underlying technology being blockchain, is there one node or multiple nodes? Whatever number of nodes are there are all managed by RBI, and therefore treat it as if you are giving cash to somebody the same way you're giving a CBDC to somebody. And therefore, what RBI has chosen as a mechanism forward is instead of having, let's say, 1 rupee CBDC being issued, they have gone ahead and issued CBDCs in different denominations. So 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 500 rupees, map what you have actually in hand. So it is nothing but a virtual, a digital representation of your money. And so, therefore...
Okay. So then, Jaijit, how do we encourage people to use digital money? It was difficult for people to switch to UPI, which has now become a common prevalence because of the accessibility of UPI, whether you go to even your Kirana store, and that allowed for the shift to take place. But are there any incentives that have to be given by the RBI to the people or the government of India to the people to encourage people to completely digitize?
So, let's get back into the drivers of using CBDC. Why will you use CBDC? The development of CBDC and UPI were two parallel initiatives that has its own history. I'll not go into the history. But essentially, if you're using UPI, till the time you have not used that money is earning interest for you. If you're using CBDC, that is like cash lying in your pocket. It's not going to give you interest. So why will you use CBDC? Now, you will use CBDC where there is no network available, or you would like to have all these transactions anonymous in the sense that when you use every single transaction of UPI, it's hitting your bank account. Your bank account is getting cluttered with 40 rupees, 45 rupees, 80 rupees kind of transactions. You buy a tea, your cigarette or whatever, those transactions are hitting your bank account. If you want to keep your bank account clean, or you want to keep your transactions anonymous, or you want to do transactions where there is very poor connectivity, then you'll start using CBDC because you can do a device-to-device transfer of the digital currency.
That's a very interesting point that you make, and if you could tell me how is this different? So how popular then e-rupee is going to be versus say a UPI transaction? Because if I have my money that is being utilized by way of UPI transactions, and if I don't want any of my transactions to be anonymous, or I don't care any of my transactions to be anonymous, I might as well carry on with my UPI.
No, absolutely. There has to be a clear use case, and to be clear on the anonymous part, it's only for small transactions. You're not allowed to do large transactions using digital rupee. And we are still in a pilot phase, so there will be new rules coming in. but you certainly can't go and buy a house using digital rupee at this point in time.
Yeah.
In terms of its use cases, as Sabyasachi was saying, it's more for cross-border payments where its real utility comes in. Also, it comes into play when you do not have a bank account. So in spite of the fact that the Jan Dhan Yojana has led to 360 million bank accounts being opened, there are still many people who do not have bank accounts, and therefore you see a lot of fintechs coming up talking about neo banking and having prepaid cards where money is loaded into it because people do not have digital money. So for this class of people, the digital money, the CBDC money, is extremely helpful because it gives them a mechanism to get onto the digital world. Otherwise, you have to try and open up a bank account, which is cumbersome for many of these people, especially for the old who are not able to figure out what a password is, what a PIN is, where there's a smartphone. Most of the population and much of the population does not yet have a smartphone. So therefore, can we have other mechanisms of doing digital payments, and which is where CBDC comes into play.
Okay, so fair enough. I thank all the gentlemen who have joined me on the telecast. This is an interesting set of development. A large percent of the population perhaps does not understand and what to make of e-rupee, and this telecast has been very, very informational. And thanks for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.